Hi, I'm Dr. Cobb, and I would like to welcome you to our new Z Health video blog series. I think this is going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it. Here's what happened. Last year was our decade anniversary, 10 years in business, and as we stopped to think about that, we thought, wow, we've reached a point, we have literally thousands of trainers around the world who are reaching out and touching the lives of tens of thousands of clients. And what we've seen in that process of growing the business and growing our educational system is we've been able to take advantage and learn from all these people, to take that accumulated wisdom, that accumulated field experience, and what's happened is it's allowed us to boil down the very best practices that we currently have, and I want to start sharing those with you. Z Health is widely known for being able to change people's pain and performance, sometimes literally in seconds, even if they're coming to us as the last resort. So we're really excited, as I said, to begin sharing this with you in a very direct way utilizing this blog. Now, two other things happen though, and these are stories. I'm going to share them with you really quickly, and I title stories in my head. It's easier for me to remember them. And the first story is things you can get used to. So several months ago, what happened is in the space of 1 week, 3 stories came up in the midst of our day-to-day business. The first one, we were teaching a class and a young man was there. It was his first Z Health class. And we said, hey, tell us a little bit about you and how you got here. And he said, well, my sister-in-law is a Z Health master trainer and I didn't really know anything about this. I'm a runner. I've been running my whole life. And she said, I want you to start doing these foot exercises, what we would call in our system, just basic joint mobility exercises. She said, if you do these, it'll help your running. I guarantee it. And he thought, yeah, whatever, because his actual words were, they seemed too simple. Didn't seem like they should be able to do anything. Well, what happened was he had run a marathon about 2 months before he started doing the exercises. He then started doing them. He did them consistently for about 6 weeks, and then he ran another marathon. And this was the staggering part. And this was during an introduction to the course. He said, what happened blew my mind because I actually dropped an hour off my marathon time just from doing those simple foot exercises. Needless to say, he was convinced at that point. He signed up for a course, and at this point he's actually taken everything that he can and he's joined our master trainer program. So I heard that, I thought, pretty cool. That same week I was seeing a client who had been in a severe car accident. He had had fractures, broken bones in both of his shoulders and subsequent surgeries. And he came in and I took his history, we're talking about it. I said, well, okay, I understand all that. What's the major problem you're currently experiencing? He said, well, I have pain and I can't actually lift my arms any higher than this. So to the front or to the side. I worked with him literally for 5 minutes, gave him some very specific drills, and he was able to hit his ears with his arms, and it was very funny because he was hard to contain. He was so excited. What came out of that story, though, was very interesting to me because post-surgery and post-typical therapy, he had actually purchased a small personal training gym and filled it with trainers specifically to work with him. And he'd been doing that for 3 years with no results. The third story came from another trainer who was attending an advanced course, and she told us she had been working with her father-in-law who had Parkinson's disease. And his balance had begun to degrade, and she did, again, very simple drills with him that she'd learned in our courses. And in the space of 1 day, he went from having a hard time walking and maintaining his balance to being able to move more normally. And she was just incredibly thankful for that. Now, the most important thing that I can say in all this is the title. How you can get used to anything, because the sad part was I heard those stories, I experienced them personally, and then I literally forgot about them the next day, and there's a reason behind that. What we have found in Z Health is that our approach tends to create really dramatic results in people so often, literally on an almost daily basis. We've gotten used to it. We've been doing it for a decade. Now, what we found in talking to people, though, is that they're like, we love these stories. Real people, real stories, real successes. And so we want to use this series as a way to introduce you to these people and show you exactly what they've done to achieve that thing in your own life. Now, something else also happened in December of this year. We just finished our largest class ever, and I had an opportunity to take a deep breath, also known as a vacation, toward the end of December. And in that time, I was trying to relax, but I would get on the internet and my email was inundated with, training programs. And I started scanning and, it's amazing. There are literally thousands of training programs out there now to teach you how to lose weight, to work out, get out of pain, get rid of your headache, whatever it is. And based on our experience, some of those programs will work for some people some of the time. I can see that and admit that. There are also some of those programs, though, that I personally consider dangerous and they shouldn't be on the market. So what I've been wanting to do, because that kind of fired me up, I said, you know what, I need a very direct route to communicate with you what I consider to be the best practices in health and fitness, and that's what this video series, this blog, is going to be all about. Now, to make this work best for you, I would like a little bit of help. Below the video is a survey. It's going to take 10 seconds out of your life, but if you would fill out those questions, it would be an enormous help to me to be able to craft the content in such a way that you can use it and find some immediate benefit from it. I'm going to tie this all together with kind of a final story about why all this is so important. I believe in thinking differently about the human body. I believe that the human brain is incredibly powerful whenever we learn to use it the right way, and our whole system's built on that. This came out of whenever I was in school years ago. I was in a sports injury course, and I remember listening to the instructor talk about the mechanisms of injury, of how someone's knee could be hurt, and then the healing times that would go into getting that person out of pain and go through a rehabilitation. And I got up from the class and I remember asking myself, if one movement can get you into pain, is it possible that one movement can get you out of pain? And the whole Z-Health philosophy really has grown out of that over the last 20 years or so. So as I said, I'm incredibly excited. I'm sure you can tell and kind of get amped up about this stuff. I'm incredibly excited to share this information with you. I look forward to getting your feedback. Please fill out the survey. Next week, whenever we start diving into this in depth, I'm going to talk about how to begin changing behavior. Because Z-Health, just like every other system out there, yes, it's exercises, yes, it's movements, yes, it's about diet, but the fact is, at the most foundational level, it's about taking action. And we're learning a lot more about how to run our own brains, to change our habits much more effectively. I'm going to talk about things that I'm doing personally in my own life. I think you're going to find it incredibly useful. I look forward to talking to you then.